creatures, it's Em and welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm Em. I'm a former zookeeper and a digital animal educator. Today, it's another pet YouTuber reacts to Craigslist adverts, and I have some stonkers for you today. Today I am focusing on Denver. Now, I don't mean to do this to Denver. I'm not trying to call Denver out, but Denver, we have problems. And I know because I live in you. I live in Denver. So we're going to dive in today and I'm going to be explaining a little bit about why I do like or dislike some of these Craigslist pet listings. Let's dive on in. By the way, today's video is a self-sponsored video, so if you want to help me out, I would love for you to go down into my description box to check out some of my links. I highly recommend Zen Habitat's Enclosures, which you can see all over here, but I also, because it's almost Prime Day, have a bunch of Prime links as well. So if you want to help out my channel, go and take a little shop down below. As ever, I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are, so please do feel free to leave your comments down below. And if you have any amazing Craigslist adverts for me to react to, slide them on into my Instagram DMs. First of all, full-size dove family of now 5. I noticed this a couple of days ago because I like to just peruse the internet and see what kinds of animals people are buying, selling, trading. It's an interest of mine. And I have kept these specific kinds of doves in the past, ring-neck doves. Wonderful companion birds, so sweet, so gentle. I highly recommend them for somebody who wants a bird that is usually very good to handle, easily available, and is not able to injure your fingertips the way that, say, a parrot might. They're also very hardy as a species, and they're beautiful when kept in pairs. What this advert here says is, these are ringneck doves, not mourning doves or diamond doves. My daughter bought me the parent birds, and it is just more than I can handle. They are healthy and immediately bred, so 2 hatched. Now those chicks are almost full grown and she has hatched 2 more eggs. Sadly, one of the second died. So now we have 5 doves rather than 6. Cage included, and if you want another cage to separate males from females, I have another, not quite as big, which is included for a small amount of $150 for all 5 doves in cages. Now, I actually saw this advertisement a couple of days ago and I was horrified because the woman who actually created this advertisement, I'm not going to say her name, but she did absolutely receive these as a gift from her daughter. And the 2 doves, they were a mated pair, began producing these fertile eggs, and very quickly she ended up with 6 doves. So the 2 parents and 4 offspring. So I responded to the advert because I have a real soft spot for ringneck doves, and I said, "Hi, I saw your advert on Craigslist for your dove family. I'm not in a position to take them. However, you can immediately take any more eggs which are produced by the pair and either crack it and add it to a dog's bowl for a nutritious snack, or you can freeze them so that the embryo will not develop. Then, after a week of being in the freezer, you can discard the eggs. You can also pass this information along to whoever adopts the birds so that they don't have the same issues in the future. Good luck." And they responded to me. Are you ready for this response? "Thank you for that information. I'm going to try to get males and females separated this week if they don't sell. Can they be turned loose?"
Can they be turned loose?
No, you cannot turn loose a captive bred turtle dove. Yes, turtle doves do exist in the wild, but an animal that has been raised in captivity is not going to have survival instincts. I respectfully let her know not to do that, and I actually put her in touch with a bunch of rescues. I don't know if she has reached out to these rescues. I mentioned the Foothills Animal Shelter, along with a few different bird stores right here in Denver who might be willing to take them and sell them on her behalf. But I can see that she's actually updated this post as of 2 days ago, and I can see that one of the babies sadly has passed away. She's not, I suppose, been in contact with a rescue. you can only do what you can do. I'm not saying you have to insert yourself into every single Craigslist advert to offer unsolicited advice, but sometimes I will, just because I'm me, but also because I have a real soft spot for this particular species of birds. So I really hope that she will be able to find a nice, caring home. And clearly this woman was very overwhelmed. So I will reach out to her in a couple more days and see if she needs any help, if she needs me to take them and then eventually place them in a home. But hopefully somebody with an aviary might step up to take them, or she might be able to sell them off in pairs or rehome in pairs or give to a shelter. Next up, I have questions about just why. Why would you do this? So these are very, very young French bulldog puppies. Now, I love French bulldogs when they are well-bred. This is an example of a very well-bred French bulldog. It can actually breathe, it's muscular, a little bit taller, it doesn't have that weird sort of like spindly, gangly, turned-in look that a lot of Frenchies have with kind of like no neck. It's a very beautiful, in my opinion, Frenchie. These are very, very cute, I'm sure. The first thing that really sticks out to me here is there are no pictures of the dam and the sire, the mum and the dad, essentially. There's very little information here. All it says is 4 beautiful French bulldog puppies, health checked, care package and insurance plus health guarantee, okay? 2 females and 2 males. I mean, they're cute. I can only see, I think these might be 2 different animals or they could be the same. I'm just, this to me screams stay away. We don't see mum and dad. We don't know how many weeks old these puppies are. They don't give any indication as to when the puppies will be ready. I assume they're saying that they're ready now, which they are clearly way too young to be away from mum. And this is a little tricky bit of verbiage here that people get fooled into thinking that they're buying a quality puppy online. They're health checked. Okay, so they've been to a vet. Do they have their first set of vaccinations? We don't know. Were the parents fully health checked? Now, what some people will say when they're trying to sell puppies online is that both the parents, the dam and the sire have been health checked. Okay, good for you. Anybody can take their dogs to the vet and the vet can say, yep, 4 legs, a tail, nice looking teeth, no obvious lumps or bumps or eye infections or ear infections. Big fat check. They're obviously healthy. But what you don't know is what are the genetics of those dogs? Have they had their OFAs? Have they had their eyes, hips, patellas all checked, their thyroid? Things that are particularly necessary to check for specific kinds of breeds. You can't tell that just from a health check. So a lot of people sadly would read that and think, wow, this sounds great and there's a health guarantee. But what does this health guarantee mean? Some pet sellers, like some dog sellers will say 7 days or 10 days. If there's any issues, I'll pay for the vet or I'll switch out with a different puppy. But what about 2 months down the line, 5 months down the line, when the dog is actually beginning to develop, and smaller breeds of dogs will develop much more rapidly than a large breed of dog. So you're going to start seeing these potential health issues very, very quickly. This to me is a big no-no. I'm not liking the noses on these dogs. It's very strange for me that they don't have pictures of mum or dad. And actually around the bottom here it just looks a little bit gross. So who knows? Is that spit up down there? Who knows the truth? I just would say this is a no-go for me in terms of an advertisement. This for me has too many red flags, too many bits of information that could be misleading, and I would just stay away from this kind of advertisement. And Frenchies are a popular breed. I feel like this person just thought, how can I make my Frenchie stand out from everybody else on Craigslist? Let's put them in a French fry holder. Ha 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 ha. I just snotted everywhere. Oh, it's my weakness. You know what I'm talking about. Ferrets! These beautiful, fragrant ramen noodles. I love them so much. For me, to this day, and I'm sure to my grave, dogs and ferrets, just the most beautiful combination of the perfect pet. The perfect pet. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But I'll tell you you what's not perfect about this particular ferret right at the front here. This is a blaze ferret, and let me tell you, blaze ferrets are my weakness. If I could say there was a kind of ferret that was my favorite in terms of pattern, it would be the blaze ferret. However, the gene that causes the beautiful blaze that we can see here on this ferret, this is what I mean right here about the blaze, has actually been linked to Waardenburg syndrome. So that's not great. If you want to learn more about Waardenburg syndrome, right here. I'll wait. Actually, no, I won't wait. You can pause. But what I do like about this particular advertisement is that this person is at least willing to give them away together or as pairs. Ferrets, and I cannot stress this enough, should always be kept in at least pairs. Yes, every now and then there is a ferret which really will not tolerate other ferrets, but for the most part, when you see ferrets in a pet store, they're usually a Marshall's ferret, and they are constantly around other ferrets from the time they are born. They travel together, they are in pet stores together, and these are very social creatures which love to play, and no other animal can keep up and play with a ferret the way that another ferret can. So please, if you are considering a ferret, please consider two. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's double the vet bills, double the food, but it is also double the fun, and your ferret will live a much longer, happier, and healthier life if you have at least two. So this person says, I have 4 ferrets in total, can give away as a set of 2 or all together. Small rehoming fee, which honestly a lot of people are going to try and take advantage of, because right now the price of ferrets, oh, it's at a record high. 2 are 2 years old and the other 2 are 3 years old. Okay, so that's good and bad. Theoretically, there could be a lot of good miles left in these ferrets. However, if they are Marshall's ferrets, they probably won't go much more than, say, another 2 years. 3 are males and 1 is a female. Now, let me tell you, I posted this ferret to my private Instagram stories to my close friends because they are my absolute weakness. I love ferrets. I will always be a ferret lady. I will always stink of ferrets. It's totally fine. It comes with the territory, and I'm proud of it. Stinky girl, do 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 do, stinky girl. But they're not for everybody. And if you are considering a ferret, whether off of Craigslist or in a rescue or in a pet store or from a breeder, and I mean this truthfully, pick up that ferret, take a big whiff, because you're going to be smelling a lot of that. And most people end up rehoming their ferrets because, number one, their circumstances change. Number two, they can't afford the vet's bills because these animals are a lot like rats. Even though they're not rodents, they're actually mustelids, and rats are rodents, have a lot of issues. They develop a lot of cancers, lymphomas. They have adrenal disease. My own Dobby has adrenal disease. They come with a ton of problems due to being so poorly bred and vastly inbred. But a lot of people give them up because of the smell. Please do your research. All it takes is to grab a ferret and take a big whiff. Oh, I hate this advert. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. The reason why, oh God, I can't. Okay, let's start with the pictures. First of all, this is not the correct way to handle a caiman, and in particular, this is a Cuvier's dwarf caiman. They're the smallest of the crocodilian species, and yes, they are legal to keep in Colorado without a permit, which blows my mind. But the way that this person is handling this caiman is so beyond idiotic. It really is. With a caiman, I've seen children hold them with more respect and more professionalism than what this person is demonstrating. At all times, you should be supporting them under their body. These are heavy animals, and yes, while this isn't going to paralyze the animal or do any long-term damage, it's so uncomfortable. This is still an animal which is very muscular, and muscle still weighs, and even though they're very powerful in the jaw and in the head, this is hurting this crocodilian. This caiman will be in severe distress. You can see that it has its mouth open, it's gaping, it's very unhappy, whereas many crocodilians, if you're holding them correctly, they will have their mouths shut, no problem. I hope that's not the tank that this animal has been kept in. That is just awful. I don't know what is going on down here with this discoloration. It could just be natural, but it could also be an indicator that there is something wrong with the animal's environment, which, given this person's complete lack of professionalism,
professionalism and clearing competence, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm also just looking at the size of this animal, and this person says that it's pushing 3.5 feet. It needs to be a lot chunkier than this. This is an underweight Cuvier's dwarf Caiman, and I hate the verbiage that these people have used. I'm gonna read it out. That's right, with a tick. My Caiman is up for grabs. I've had this guy for a while now. He was just 6 inches when I got him. Now he's pushing 3.5 feet. Definitely good size. Okay, dude. He is as exotic as it gets for the pet trade. This is not a beginner reptile, well, at least they got that right. I'm asking a rehoming fee of $1,000. Keep in mind, babies are $600. Please text or call me for more details and pictures. The fact that they're making it sound like this is some kind of an amazing event that only ever happens once in a blue moon is laughable. These animals are constantly available, not always on Craigslist, but they are constantly available because people buy them small, they buy them cheaply, and they very quickly realize that the novelty wears off when you realize the amount of power it takes to heat and light and filter properly the water for these caiman. They take up a lot of space. Yes, they can be stuck in a little stock pond for a while, but they outgrow that very quickly when you're looking after them properly, which clearly this person is not. What part of this picture would make anybody think in their right mind, I want to buy my Caiman from this person? That is so sad. Not only that, but this price is ridiculous. They're asking a rehoming fee of $1,000. At the most, they could be asking $600. Babies are not $600. From wholesale, you can get them $150 even for wholesale, and then retail, you're looking at an animal that right now, the current value of these animals at retail from online distributors is around $300. Sometimes a tiny bit more, sometimes a tiny bit less, but these are not some highly sought after, highly prized animals. Oh my god, you better rush and get it before everybody else runs away with it. No. Oh wait, I'm not even supposed to be supporting just this. I hate it. So I text this person. Hi Jonah, I saw your advert on Craigslist for your Cuviers. I can't offer you any payment for your animal. However, if you get into a point where you haven't made a sale and you need him gone, I can offer to take him in, get him up to a healthy weight, and then have him safely transported to a facility in, but I'm not going to say where he'd be on display as an educational ambassador for a licensed rescue. Reach out anytime if you need him gone ASAP and in good hands. Thanks. I didn't hear back. Of course, this person is clearly in it for the money. This is a classic flipper. Someone who buys animals cheaply, then sells them for a profit very, very quickly. I do not believe that they got him when he was 6 inches long. They would have had growth pictures here. This is probably an animal that they got from somebody else really cheaply, and now they're trying to turn a profit based on the novelty of the animal. And for that matter, why is it that you can sell and buy literally a caiman, a crocodilian on Craigslist, but in Colorado you cannot keep a hog-nosed snake? What kind of logic is that? And I know some people say it's to do with not encouraging people to smuggle them from the wild for the pet trade, but garters are allowed to be kept as pets, so that makes no sense, and the Colorado river toad is allowed to be kept as a pet. So the conservation aspect of things just doesn't sit right with me. Colorado, we need to do something about this. These should be a licensed animal, 110%. Next up, the ball python. It is just listed as python here on Craigslist, and it's in great body condition. Let me say, I am not a ball python connoisseur. I don't know all the different morphs, outside of, say, clown, spider, axanthic, piebald, which is my favorite, normal, pastel. I really like the pastels, by the way. So I'm not entirely sure what this morph is right here, but I think that it might have some of the spider gene in its genetics. If you know, comment down below and give me an education on it, because I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at here, other than it being a very pretty ball python. But if it is a spider, it could could come with some head wobble. I'm not a fan of people breeding the spider gene because it is known to have a negative effect on the animal's ability to actually hunt and move. It's a neurological issue. So I'm not a fan of it straight away, but it is at least in really good body condition. It might actually be slightly chunky, like on the chunkier side. I prefer slightly slimmer when it comes to the ball python, but overall I would rather see one that's a little bit too chunky than severely underweight. So that's great. We all know that the ball python sometimes will fast, so maybe its new home will be able to reduce some of its body weight. But this is a very, very pretty ball python, and what kills me about this ball python is the fact that it was being kept in this. What is this? Is this, it doesn't even look to be a 40-gallon breeder. This looks like a 20-gallon. Maybe the perspective has me incorrect. Maybe it is a 40-gallon. I don't think that they've actually specified down here. No, they haven't specified. But this is the saddest looking ball python enclosure outside of a rack that I have ever seen. What is going on with it? It has a dish that it can't even soak in, and ball pythons should be able to fully soak their bodies. This is helpful when it comes to shed, maintaining humidity. If they, God forbid, have mites, then of course it could be really helpful for the mites as well. And then also looking at this looks like it might have been, if it's a heat rock, I'm going to die because heat rocks are so bad, but I'm wondering if maybe it's just a decorative rock or if it was some kind of a hide. Either way, it's not effective. It doesn't look like really anything. There's no hiding places that I can see. I don't think that they removed the hiding places. I can't see any other decor. I can see maybe a strip light at the top there. I don't see any heating. It's really amazing to me that this animal looks to be in decent condition. It's possible they've maybe had it for a very short amount of time, but who knows? Let's read on a bit more about it. Python white. It's beautiful. I have to move and can't keep it. $130 rehome fee. Have the tank, water bowl, and stone lights and tarp. Are you trying to hide a body? Because a tarp's not the way to do it, my friend. I'm not a fan of this at all. I really hope that this snake ends up going to a good home, and if it's still available in the next couple of days, I might be tempted to take it because it's kind of tugging on my heartstrings, and I really miss Car, my old ball python who I had for a really long time. She was lovely. Oh, where are they based? I might email them. Excuse me. So I've just sent them an email. Now when it comes to rescues, I do not purchase. I try not to pay money for rescues because that just gives people additional money to go and buy something else. But I feel like this person is genuinely moving house, unlike the Caiman, who I would under no circumstances pay any money for because I know that person would just reinvest it into their business and try and make more of a profit off of animals. I might make an exception here, not 130, certainly not, but I might offer them and show them what I can offer here at home, and see if they take that. Maybe, maybe not. Watch this space. Oh no! No! Oh, I feel so bad for these people's neighbors. Okay, if there's one bird other than a cockerel that you don't want to be living next door to, it is the peacock. Yes, peacocks are beautiful, and it looks like this vendor or hobbyist breeder has beautiful, stunning examples. I love the pure white peacocks. I don't know if they are truly albino or if they're just leucistic. I'll have to do a bit more research. It looks like it could be leucism, but my favorites are the traditional, just blue indigo colors. They're so iconic. But this is just tickling me so much because they clearly have adult males here, at least 2 adult males. I can see a couple of peahens down there as well. But they're just the worst to live next door to. I feel so bad for the neighbors because it's like first thing in the morning, all you're hearing is and it's just like the worst sound if you're not into that sound. So I'm in 2 minds. I love it. I am tickled pink that people are actually keeping peacocks in Denver. It's literally Denver as well. It says Denver. It's not Pueblo. It's not out in the sticks. It's Denver. Wait, where in Denver is this? Is this at least a little bit away from people's like civilization? No, it's right in the middle of Denver. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, beautiful peacocks, India Royal Blues, pure whites, and peacock eggs adoption fee. Well, that doesn't give us a lot to go on here. I'm not loving these enclosures, but at least they have the ability to jump. These animals animals do have the ability to fly a little bit. They are jumpers. They can be a little bit vicious if you cross them, but they're so beautiful. One day I would love to have peacocks. I feel like once you've made it in life, and I plan one day to make it in life and be an adult and grow up and do all those amazing things, you know, one day, not just yet, one day, I'm like, you either have to have flamingos or peacocks. I'm a peacock person. I will have peacocks one day. I will bookmark this person. But did you know, interestingly, that peacocks don't actually lay any eggs? Peahens do. Sorry. It's true though. Last but certainly not least, and on a lighter note, these beautiful cats. Oh my goodness, every single one of them is beautiful. Let's have a little look at this this paragraph down here. I'm needing to rehome my 3 cats due to worsening allergies for my daughter and allergy meds not working any longer. This is a real thing. You'd be surprised how many people keep cats over a long period of time, and actually their allergies can either get better or they can get worse. For me, my allergies got worse after keeping a cat. I had one called Mew Mew for a short amount of time, but it got to the point that I could not breathe, and just breathing in sounded like blowing through a dusty pipe, and I would wake up just completely unable to breathe, and I was constantly living off my inhaler. That's no way to live. That really does happen, and it's sad, especially when the meds stop working. We will be asking a small rehoming fee for each cat just to be sure that they are cared for. Honestly, that's reasonable. There's a lot of cats out there, and most people want cute kittens, so you can't ask for a big fee unless it's a very rare cat, you know, like an Egyptian Mal or a Bengal or something. First, we have Millie. She's around 8 years old. I'm guessing that this would be Millie. We adopted her a year and a half ago. She would do best in a family where there aren't a lot of younger kids because they scare her. That's great. They have the awareness to know what this particular individual cat requires in their new home. So I love that about this. They've really thought about the animal and the animal's well-being. She is super loving and affectionate. She has had some dental work done, so we usually feed her wet food. She's a little underweight as well, so that helps with it. Well, that's all good. They're giving some background information, so no nasty surprises when people turn up and think, oh, this is a slightly skeletal kitty. She is the grey pictured. She isn't super into other pets and kind of just growls at them so that she will be okay leaving her current kitty companions. Again, that's great. You know, they could, since there's 3 cats, offer for someone to take all 3 of them, but they have the awareness that this cat would prefer to be an independent cat. She don't need no friends. She's happy by herself in her own company, and that's totally fine. Next we have the boys. Oh, these are gorgeous cats. My goodness, look at them. This one's face, I don't know what's going on, but like, I wonder if he's got some kind of a sight issue. I don't know. Maybe they're completely fine and I'm just being a bit unkind. He's seen some stuff in his life. They're a little over a year old. Gosh, they're pretty big for being a year, I feel. They're amazingly laid back cats. I believe it. I was gonna say something about Colorado and being laid back. I'm gonna go down that route. I mean, it would explain the red eyes. I'm not going down that route. They love to cuddle and sleep with you. That's really sweet. They are white and black long hair. They're kind of like a tabby mix, I would say. They love to cuddle and sleep with you. They have white and black long hair. They do great maintaining their coats and haven't needed help brushing. Okay, that's good. Self-maintaining coat. They also have amazing blue eyes and are just beautiful kitties. That they are. I would prefer they find a home together, but for the right people, we may be able to separate. That's good. They're forward thinking about someone might just want one cat, but they are litter mates and haven't ever been apart though. Please reach out for any questions or more pictures. See, I do like this advertisement because it's so hard to find cats' homes. Cats are probably one of the most commonly rehomed animals, and they're so difficult to find homes for because people want cute little playful kittens, and then other people are worried about furniture being scratched, and it's such a common allergen as well that most people have someone in their household allergic to cats, so it really breaks my heart. On that note, always spay and neuter your cats. Unless you are a preservation breeder or part of a society, there's no need for you to keep your cat intact. They're really beautiful though. I really like the look of these two, and I hope that they go to a home together because they're clearly well bonded. They even sit alike and look alike, so I hope that they keep them together. But yeah, just really, really beautiful cats, and I think that the owners are gonna do what's best for their kitties in their new homes. And that's really tough when you have a child and they well, just when you have a child and when they have an allergy, like, you have to put the child first. So yeah, I think I feel good about this one. I think that they'll do what's right for their cats. A very well thought out advert for Craigslist indeed. And that is it for today. Let me know how you felt about all of these different animals, all of the different advertisements, which ones you liked or disliked, if you disagree or agree with me on certain things, if you know what that morph of that ball python was, because my worry was that it's a spider ball python and it might end up in a home that doesn't understand head wobble. So let me know if that's a legitimate fear down below, or if you know better, then please educate me. And please, if you love to peruse Craigslist, especially in the community pets section, and you see anything that you think, gosh, I really want Em to react to this, slide it into my DMs. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in another video soon. Bye!